Hello and welcome to the build-up from RamsTV. Derby County's pre-season trip to Austria comes to a close tonight. The Rams taking on RB Salzburg in their next pre-season test. And this should be quite a test for the Rams against the club who over the past 20 years have emerged as the dominant force of Austrian football. Red Bull's takeover hasn't been without controversy, but it has paid off. Salzburg have won 14 of the past 18 Bundesliga titles and were in action at the Club World Cup as little as 3 weeks ago. That means Thomas Lesch's side haven't had much of an off-season break. They were back in action on Tuesday, getting the better of FC Karabag in a friendly. Tonight marks their second and final pre-season friendly before their first Champions League qualifier next week. Derby, of course, have plenty more to come in pre-season. You can see every single kick of it right here on RamsTV. Now, this week, the man himself finally arrived. I'm talking, of course, about Patrick Agyemang, who completed his move from Charlotte in the MLS to join Derby County. And we have spoken to the new signing at Moor Farm.
It's exciting. Definitely been hearing good things about the club and the fans as well, and I always wanted to be a part of something special, and now to finally be here, it's amazing.
It's been a few weeks since your name first cropped up. When did you first hear about the move, and what's the process been like from your point of view?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard about it maybe around once I was getting into the national team for the Gold Cup. And obviously in the moment you're like, okay, that's something you're interested in, but you want to just focus on what you're doing. But then as it starts to progress, you start to look more into it and you're like, all right, this is a project I'd love to be a part of, but you just want to hope for it to get across the line at that point, and happily it did. What's
the appeal then of Derby County for you at this point in your career?
For me, it's you know, I always wanted to take that next step into be in a position to help myself just better my career. And I think this step, you know, going into the championship and being around such passionate fans and a good group of guys is something that I felt is needed for my step, and I'm just excited for it.
I'll ask you more about the fans in a minute or two, but let me ask about your journey so far. East Coast guy and a guy with your frame, I'm sure, had his pick of the sports, basketball, yeah, American football, baseball, whatever. Was it always soccer for you? Has it always been?
Yeah, it's always been soccer. I've been playing my whole life, and I've always been like, I've been obsessed with it. And you know, I tried other sports and stuff, but all the time it's, this is the game I love to play. So, you know, back in Connecticut, we always played all the time, and then it just grew from there. And
a nice detail in your story is that you have been a Ram before in college, right?
Yeah, Rhode Island. Rhodey Rams, yep. Division I after I transferred from my Division III school. Went there, and yeah, what a coincidence.
Tell me about your time in Charlotte in the MLS. You must have made some great memories there.
Yeah, I loved it. Initially I came in, you know, I got drafted from college. Came in and they welcomed me really well, and I just kind of started to learn, you know, take my time in the journey as playing with the second team, and then I got like pushed up to the first team, and when I got to the first team, it was just taking information, trying to be like a sponge, you know, and I started to just excel, and then my second and third years when I really started to do well and just enjoy the game. The new manager came in and he welcomed me and he accepted me as the player I am, and he just wanted me to improve and push myself, and I ended up doing so.
And you played with Nathan Byrne there, who we know very well, of course, and it sounds like he's helped this happen?
Yeah, Nate's been like, he's been my guy since I got there, to be fair. I just always been, you know, I've been like a quiet guy when I first got there, and as I got comfortable, I started being like myself, and with him, off the field, we hung out. On the field, he's the first one to tell me, look, this is what you got to do if you want to do this, and gave me advice straight up. And for me, it's important because I like to take information in, and he was instrumental in that. And to this day, we still stay in contact, so it's been nice.
You've most recently been in action at the Gold Cup for the US men's national team. Started every game, a couple of goals en route to the final as well. How big a tournament has that been for you?
Yeah, it was very big. Obviously, we wish to win it all, but you know, to represent the country and to fight for the nation was a great feeling, and it was difficult. Like that, I never been in a tournament like that, and you see how intense it can be. So now you just want to continue being in positions like that to be able to help. So it was a great feeling.
Yeah, and there's a World Cup coming up at the end of this season as well. Does that come into your thoughts with this move at all?
I mean, obviously, like, you think about it, you know, the World Cup, but for me, it's either way, I thought this was the best decision for me. So I'm just hopeful that it goes well.
Big change from MLS to the Championship for lots of reasons. What do you expect of this league, of this division?
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be very tough. Definitely hardworking, and you know, you're playing a lot of games, so I know it's gonna be tiring at times, but it's all about how you deal with it. And I think for me, I usually like to take next steps, and there's obviously going to be adjustment periods, but I know once I get through that, I should be fine. There's
a brilliant video out there when you learned you'd made the All-Star team and your family broke the news. How important have they been in these conversations, in this decision?
Yeah, they're everything to me for me, because, you know, they're the reason why I'm in this position. They've made a lot of sacrifices for me, and because of that, I've always tried to give back and make the right decisions in everything I do, and I always cater to them and tell them, like, what's going on in my life, and if they think it's the right thing, then I'm all for it, you know. So they've helped me so much, and I just want to give back to them as much as possible.
I mentioned the fans earlier. They've been inundating your inbox, you were telling me. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, it's been crazy because I never experienced that like that to that degree in such a small period. You know, when it first broke, the news broke or whatever, I got on my phone and I just see a flood of Ram emojis, are you coming to Derby? Are you on the flight now? All these things, and I'm just laughing, looking through, and all my media, and it shows how passionate they are, because they're really excited for me to come here. So it's definitely a cool feeling.
A lot of them clearly know about you already then, but for those that aren't familiar with you, what do Derby fans need to know about you?
I mean, on the field, I'm gonna give everything I got. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna fight for opportunities, and obviously when the goals come, I'm gonna be celebrating as well. I like to do a lot of celebrations, so that's something I like to do. And off the field, I just really am relaxed. I be myself, and I'm not opposed to talking to people. I just like to obviously introduce everybody. So.
I'm not sure if you've seen Pride Park yet, but how excited are you to get there and get out in front of those fans when you can?
Yeah, very excited. I've seen it on the videos. I've seen some highlights and stuff like that. So it looks very a great atmosphere when it's packed, and it seems like every game is packed. So that's definitely a nice feeling to see and hear, and hopeful to just enjoy it.
Patrick, the Rams suits you. Welcome to Derby.
Thank you so much.
Now there he is, a new boy, Patrick Agyemang. Remember, he won't be involved for Derby tonight against RB Salzburg as the pre-season trip to Austria comes to a close. It's been a very useful week for the Rams, though, according to senior transition coach Jake Buxton.
Well, it's been an excellent 2 days. Great travelling day yesterday. The facilities are amazing in terms of the hotel, the scenery, and then we had a great session yesterday, and a great start-up session and a good session today, and worked the boys hard. All the players have applied themselves correctly, and very pleased so far.
In your experience as a player and a coach, what's the most important thing to get out of these sessions as we move close to the start of the season? Well,
it's that togetherness. Obviously, when you come away on tour, you're trying to get that bond of togetherness and build. That new players you brought into the building, like the manager has, and just trying to keep improving that togetherness within the group.
You've stepped into a new role as senior transition coach. Can you just tell us a little bit about what that means for you on a day-to-day?
So mainly the job entails looking after the younger players who are transitioning from the 21s or B team into the first team fold, making sure that their individual development plans are in place, making sure that they're getting what they require individually on and off the field, and then also I work with the first team players as well, doing their individual development plans. It's important, from what the manager says, that all players, no matter what age, need a development plan, and we just try and keep working on them strengths of those players, and also trying to improve them development goals.
You obviously started working with John Eustace and his staff in the second half of last season, so it's a continuation of that a little bit as well.
Yeah, tremendous end to the season. Obviously, a great achievement for all the staff and all the players involved last season. They're keeping the club in the Championship. yeah, it was an amazing end to the season, a great feeling. And we move on now, we're moving forward, and we're hoping to have a good start and be competitive in the Championship this season.
There's been a few changes at the academy this season. Can you just talk to us about what the introduction of a B team will mean?
Well, it's trying to make sure the games programme is as close as it can be to the first team environment, playing against senior players, men, and picking and choosing those right opposition to challenge the players, mixing some of the senior players who haven't got the game time within the first team with some of the high potential players who are coming through the academy, and it'd be lovely to see some senior players paired up in certain positions with some of the young boys. You can really get a good judgment on where them players are. It's just another way of developing players alongside potentially players going out on loan as well. So we're trying to provide the best programme we can for these young players.
There are a lot of young players with us this week. What's the message to them? Because it will be a new experience for them, a lot of them this week with the first team group. So what's been the message for them? The
numbers we've had within the group is tremendous. So it's a great opportunity for those players to come and join in daily and train. And hopefully it's about opportunity, creating opportunity for players, and that's what we're doing. And the manager is doing that and making sure that every day there's young, talented players up with the group, and hopefully those players can take that opportunity and stay within the group when we return.
And there is Jake Buxton with the new job title and everything. Unlike tonight's opponents, Salzburg, still plenty to come for the Rams this pre-season. They're back on UK soil to face Walsall next. Games against Burton Albion and Solihull Moors follow. Before that, home friendly against Greek side Atromitos to follow things off a week before the Championship campaign gets underway. Remember, you'll be able to see every single kick of pre-season right here on RamsTV. And now on Saturday, we heard from Craig Vythe after he signed his new deal with the Rams over the summer. And he wasn't the only one. Liam Thompson also extending his stay with the club for another 2 years. We've been catching up with him in Austria this week.
Yeah, it's been enjoyable, tough. But no, it's been really fun to be around the boys, get to know the new lads as well coming in, and being in a different environment is always nice. So it's been really enjoyable.
What's been the key message from John Eustace and his staff so far?
The biggest thing is obviously togetherness, and coming away on trips like this with just us as a group, the staff, and getting that bond between us is very important for him and the lads. And if you get that right and get that nailed down, you can usually see that on the pitch. So I think the main message is go about your work the right way, get to know each other, be respectful and just be yourself.
We're building towards the start of the season, but also to face RB Salzburg on Friday. How much are the group looking forward to that test?
Yeah, it's exciting. Be a very tough game, obviously, but they're the type of test that we want. And going into the season, games like this will only benefit us, but we're really looking forward to it against a tough team, and yeah, just can't wait to get going on that.
This is the first time we've spoken to you since you signed your new deal. How pleasing was that to get it done and continue your journey with this club? Yeah,
it meant everything to me. It's home, it's the club I love and the place I wanted to play my football. The gaffer's been incredible since he's come in through the door. With everyone, and I feel like I can really, kickstart my career now. It's an important time for me. So, yeah, really excited and just over the moon to get it done finally.
You mentioned the gaffer and kickstarting there. Is it a chance to build on momentum you had because you were a key player when you came in?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously there's new challenges now with it being, pre-season, and the gaffer having the whole pre-season, so he's going to be bringing in players and the players he wants. But yeah, like I say, kicking on from last season, me individually was always going to be important to me. And I feel like under this gaffer, I can develop and certainly get better. And there's nowhere else I'd rather play my football.
I think it's also the first time I spoke to you since your name's our Young Player of the Season last year. That must have been a proud moment as well.
Yeah, I was really proud. I felt it could have been anyone really. It was a bit of a weird one, but for me personally, it is an amazing achievement. You know, you see lads, your mates from years before win it, so to be named on there now is special to me. Yeah.
There he is, Liam Thompson, and this has been the build-up from RamsTV. We're off to Austria tonight on RamsTV, and you can join us for RB Salzburg against Derby County as we bring you every single kick of Derby County's pre-season campaign. Matchday Live with you from 4:30 for a 5 o'clock kick-off UK time. Get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. Sean Barker back alongside as always. We'll see you in just over an hour's time. Goodbye for now.